Conjugate Nation, Chapter 9. Not a bad week of work. My elbow was flared up in the beginning of the week. We opened up with football bar and 80-pound chain. Tyler hit 185 for one. He hit a really tough sticking point there. That's why I use the over-accommodating assistance to make sure that you're able to drive through these lifts and overload your triceps. This is about a 5-pound PR for me. Like I said, my elbow was flared up. It was pretty easy, so I didn't push it from there. This is the first and probably last time you'll ever see curls on a weekly video, but Matt Wedding kind of put a video out about these, and you want to roll your hammer curls back in your wrist, and it gets a huge pump in the front of your forearm, something to help support your bench and help you handle heavier weights and at least feel sturdier with those weights in your hands. So we've been using these twice a week, trying to get a nice bicep pump, and everybody likes curls for the girls. Here is Steve working the cube. This is his first week on the cube. He worked with 210 for 3 sets of 10 to 12 reps. Brandon Lilly's the cube is a pretty good training cycle. I mean, I've used it in the past and I was successful with it. It's a blend of the conjugate methods through speed, repetition, and max effort. He's a very big believer in using the straight bar and straight weight. But like I said, I've used it in the past. I highly recommend it to anybody looking for a little bit of a change up. We do like Wendler, but you know, the cube is just as good. Here's Bud Jeffrey front rolls by Steve. We're practicing these to help bring our GPP up and our overall athleticism. You can see Steve struggled on one, but he nailed two. Very athletic. Here's Kyle's 495 for 3. He's down to about 240 pounds. His strength and his deadlift has maintained, though. He does a great job wedging his hips underneath the bar, crushing this 495 for 3. It's not bad at all. I think it looks just as good, if not better, as it was when he was strictly powerlifting. He's doing a lot more circuit training these days. Farmer's walks, stone lifts, you name it, he's doing it. Just kind of mix it up a little bit, keep himself fresh, and get away from the barbell a little bit. Here's my speed squat day. I worked with the camber bar for 315 on 5x5. I have 2 short Elite FTF mini bands on there, and they kicked my ass. This was a tough morning session here. I underestimated how much those bands would actually be. The positioning on the bar was tough on my back, but definitely got some solid work in. Then we moved into 315 with 80-pound chain for 8 sets of 1 on the deadlift. Had about 30-second rest there. Here's Kyle with a 200-pound stone lift. Like I said, just really odd things, but he's doing very well. You can see his gym there. He's got a ton of Atlas stones. He's got kegs, a bunch of random objects, you know, everyday life, training for life. So it's not a bad thing to do. It definitely mixes it up, and it's a strength gainer. Here's his farmer's walks. He's going up a slight incline. I think he's using about 115s in each hand, so you're looking at 230 pounds combined. He said he was fried after that, too. So I've been using farmer's walks, a lot of single-arm farmer carries, too, to isolate the obliques. Another Dan John principle. Here's Steve's deadlift day on the cube, 380 for 5 sets of 2. Then he moved into block pulls at 415 for 2 sets of 3. And ended up hitting a back down deficit of 365 for 2 sets of 3, I believe. He did say he was feeling kind of tight and sore after that. So, I mean, normally he's used to just ripping off the floor and going from there. But changing up the levels, changing up the intensities is definitely going to help Steve get a little bit stronger and hopefully make some progress on the big 3. Here's Tyler's dynamic effort day. He used 65 pounds here, and you might think to yourself, man, yeah, that's not a lot of weight, but I'll tell you what, this kicked our asses. I think it was because the slider incline and those bands are really intense there at the top, so you had to make sure you didn't slow down at all, or they were going to bury you. The 65 pounds, he was gassed. I think he did 3 on the inside. He changed his cadence up a little bit. 3, 2, 1, 1, I think. I did 3 sets for 16 triples or 4-set clusters, moving through with 3 reps each. Like I said, I was gassed. My elbow was feeling decent on this day. It wasn't great, but I was able to get enough work in to make sure I really felt like I did something. The lockout was taxed extremely hard. Then we moved into these. These are just chain push-ups, a little added weight. Louis Simmons does believe in these push-ups just for overall GPP. They're a good builder on chest, triceps, and pecs. So we are elevated a little bit, probably about 1.5 inches with the heels being on my platform, but these two killed us. I mean, we were smoked that day. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was the end of the week wearing us down, but 16 triples and then those push-ups really kind of kicked our ass. So Moving into Saturday, here's Kyle. Like I said, he's down a little bit of weight, so he wanted to work up to a heavy single. Here's 435. He's using a 55-pound squat bar. And then he moved into 330 on the bench for a single. Like I said, strength right now is a purpose in life for him, but not really in the barbell movement. So he wants to make sure, see where he's at, so he can continue to track his progress. Here's our Saturday max effort movement. Tyler hitting 225 for 1. We have average bands on there and 160-pound of chain with the safety squat bar, and that is some upper back hell right there. So did a good job finishing up through. And here's a hellish pull from him. 365 with 4 chains on there. It's about 80-pound of chain. And I didn't think he was going to get it, but he found an extra burst of energy and finished it up through. Here's my second to last set. 385 for 1 with the bands and the chain on there. The walkout sucked. If anything, this was like an overload walkout. But I don't know. I'm estimating over like 220 pounds of accommodating resistance. It's 160 alone with the chain. I'm always thrown off with the bands. But, I mean, I'm definitely, I think I'm over 600 pounds here at the top. Here's my top set of 405. It is a 65-pound safety squat bar. The only thing I'm not happy about this rep is my right foot moved. That means I'm losing torque in the bottom. If you can see it, it moves right there. My toes come up. But I was able to finish up through the lift. My upper back was screaming after it, and then I worked up to a single with the 4 chains on there, so around 580 at the top. I think I should have took another set here, but I got in my head a little bit. And being that we love Bud Jeffries here on 908 Barbell TV, we have named our 100-pound sandbag, 150-pound sandbag, Bud Jeffries. So here's me taking Bud Jeffries for a little bit of a walk. This challenged the upper back, the hamstrings, the lower back, and the glutes, and the arms, believe it or not. Sandbag carries are awesome. I will be doing a lot of these more in the future. Here's Blair showing us that he still got it with 315 for 1. Stay safe, stay strong.